Mary O'Toole.
And my name is Matt Schultz.
And this is How to Be,
the podcast where we discuss ancient wisdom, modern hacks, paperback self-help books, and pithy platitudes
in the hopes of figuring out the best way to live this one precious and wild life. Today, we're discussing living, laughing, and loving. Could the secret to life really be that simple? Join us as we do a deep dive on the modern day mantra.
Hey there. I signed up for this new streaming service called Magellan TV. It is documentaries. I am watching this documentary called The Mysteries of China. It's fascinating, Rory. It's all about the discovery of the terracotta soldiers. I started weeping gently to myself. Well, not really, but I was so incredibly moved by this documentary. It was like Outlander, the sense of wonder about the past, about the unknowableness of history, just moves me so much.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the number one thing, one of the only things I'd like to see if I went to China. The Terracotta Army.
Well, I've never really wanted to go to China, but this movie is making it look quite fascinating.
Yeah, it's not high on my list. I don't think I'll ever make it, to be honest. I'm going to put that on the record right here. I don't think I'll ever make it to China.
Yeah, when I was younger, I assumed that eventually I'd go everywhere.
And then you realize how many everywheres there are. Hundreds.
There's so many everywheres, and I keep going nowhere year after year.
You go one place a lot.
I go to Israel often. That one, check, and check.
You go to Israel and you go to New York. Sometimes LA.
Occasionally Los Angeles. Well, I would love to see more of these great states.
These United States?
These United States, they too are a land of wonder, and we don't think of them that way. We think of them as domestic. We revile the domestic.
Yeah, it's definitely not as glamorous when someone takes a domestic trip, but you know who loves the United States and thinks it's the best place to travel within?
I do. Her name escapes me right now.
Her name never escapes you. Her name is Meghan McCain, and it's always in your heart.
Excuse me. I knew it was an alliteration.
Are you actually telling me that you forgot Meghan McCain's name?
Yeah, I knew it was a double letter.
You talk about her more than you talk about anyone else. Your own mother.
I talk about her often. She comes up. But sometimes I just can't access the information that I'm looking for. And this is one of those moments.
Wow, and you're being so casual about it. I would be so freaked out.
Yeah, you desire to have a greater level of control over your brain than I can desire to have over my brain.
Yeah.
You want the brain to be a known territory.
Yeah. All avenues. There's nothing in a drawer anywhere that I can't access immediately.
Yeah, I accept that there are drawers, there are rooms, there are locked rooms, there are forgotten rooms.
No.
Big, mysterious house.
No. Okay, Matt, I'm excited today. We have a kind of a fun topic. I think it's fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell the people what we're talking about today.
We are talking about live, laugh, love. The advice, the call to action, the way of being, the artwork, the movement, the revolution. Live, laugh, love.
We are talking about live, laugh, love, and I think we'll start there, but we might get into other inspirational word art, inspirational quotes. But why don't we start with live, laugh, love? I'll tell you how this topic came to be. Matt called me maybe a couple weeks ago and said, live, laugh, love. Is that the secret to it all? And I mean, I can't find one thing wrong with it. I can't find one thing wrong with live, laugh, love as a way of being.
No, I think it appeals to me deeply. And so I feel like it started appearing more after the publication of Eat, Pray, Love, Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. And I remember when I saw that book on the coffee table in my house, my mom had been reading it. I felt I felt drawn to it. The bump, bump, bump of it all, the sort of let me spell out what you need to do and make it real simple. Just it felt so beautiful. Just eat, yeah, pray, the whole it's a great title. The whole book is really there in the title. And then Live, Laugh, Love came and sort of carried that gospel forward into new areas of artwork in people's homes and, general chugginess, if I dare
Yeah.
say the word.
Live, laugh, love has taken middle America and beyond, I would say, by storm. And I think you're right. I mean, it's really became, I will say that my recollection of like quote as decoration um was in the year, let's say 2007, and my best friend, a lot of the girls he was friends with in college had
Mm.
word art in their house, and I started to notice it, like maybe like a picture frame that said family on it. Definitely some live, laugh, love. So it's been around for a while, and as of recently, on the internet, it's parodied, of course. It's a lot of people, millennials, going home to their mom's house, their parents' house, and reading the word art that's left, right, and center in some of these homes that are furnished by Home Goods, which I love Home Goods, by the way. Um,
Home Goods is great. I mean, but that's not we are not here today to mock Live, Laugh, Love. So we're here to peer behind the curtain of Live, Laugh, Love and see it could not have taken the world by storm if there wasn't a seed of something that there's something in Live, Laugh, Love that we are as a people desperate to hear.
well, yeah, okay. So we did a little cursory Google searching about live, laugh, love, and it actually comes from a poem.
Thank you for not calling it research because it really doesn't qualify.
No, no, no. It was a quick Google search. I've been researching live, laugh, love just by being in the world, I think.
Yeah, life, this mortal coil is itself a research project in living, laughing, and loving.
And the poem is called Success by Bessie Anderson Stanley, written in 1904. Okay, so the origins of live, laugh, love are close to ancient. And I will read. Should I read the whole poem? It's not very long, or should I just read the first stanza?
You know what? Read the whole thing, and we can cut it down
Yeah.
if it feels too long.
Okay. Success. He has achieved success who has lived well, laughed often, and loved much, who has enjoyed the trust of pure women, the respect of intelligent men, and the love of little children, who has filled his niche and accomplished his task, who has left the world better than he found it, whether by improved poppy, a perfect poem, or a rescued soul, who has never lacked appreciation for earth's beauty or failed to express it, who has always looked for the best in others and given them the best he had, whose life was an inspiration, whose memory a benediction.
I mean, it's a terrible poem. It speaks to the general naivety of the human race in those heady days before the sinking of the Titanic.
Oh, really? I don't I mean, I don't think it's a good poem literarily, but it's cute.
I mean, it has a cuteness. I don't think it sounds very nice.
Oh,
Like
I
I
think
just
it sounds good.
oh,
But this
interesting.
isn't a
Okay.
critique of the poem. But I liked "Who has left the world better than he found it." I mean, it's not a you know a complex thought.
She's no Mary Oliver, let's put it that way, but perhaps she walked so that Mary Oliver could run. Is
You
that the
know,
phrase?
yeah, and these I don't know, poets of like the early 1900s. Some of them could be a little Americana, a little, yeah, a little trite. And I mean, the phrase itself, "live, laugh, love," is trite, right?
Yes, its triteness is its genius. Well, so this is really the thing about living, laughing, and loving is that wouldn't we so love to believe that it's simple, that there's just, I mean, I think the number three is really crucial. And I think, we took from this poem the three, but there's all these other little laws that we need to follow to live life well. We need pure women, we need little children, we need to improve a poppy or rescue a soul. It's all these different things that we need to do. It's stressful, it's too much. So the editor of time, the sort of cosmic editor, just trimmed this down to live, laugh, love with the passing of the years, eroded it down to its main core, because I think when don't we just want to believe that our mission in this world is simple rather than all the complexities and vagaries of
Mm,
modern life?
it's interesting that you're saying that mission in life, and this is a poem about like a mission in life, right? And an assessment of if you're living your life well, right?
It's called success.
It's called success. But when I hear "live, laugh, love," I don't hear this is the way to live life right. I hear this is the way to enjoy life.
Yeah, well, I think that in the church of live, laugh, love, that is living life right. It's not, we're not in the sinners in the hands of an angry God anymore. We're not living in a world that's overly focused on like morals. We're more in, and I'm not saying we're immoral, it's just not our zone of focus. I think we're more focused on like, what, was I deeply connected? Did I feel, did I, when I got the chance to sit it out or dance, did I dance?
Mm. Oh, another great song. Not, very adjacent to "Live, Laugh, Love."
Yes, it springs right to mind. I
Yeah.
hope you dance by whoever.
I hope that you feel small when you stand beside the ocean.
Gorgeous.
Wait, how does the rest of
Um,
the song go? Let me Google it really quick.
I hope you feel
Mm.
small when you stand
Leanne Womack. Okay, that's who I thought it was.
the ocean. And when a
And one,
door opens, another door opens.
no, that can't be it.
It's something like that. I S to G. You know,
U S to G.
I'm not taking the Lord's name in vain anymore because
Oh,
because I'm scared of going to hell after watching this Netflix show about near death experiences. So, not taking it. You hear that, world? I'm not taking any more chances. The gaping maw of hell is is ever underneath us.
you were right. You were right. I hope that you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance, and when you get the choice to sit it out or dance. Yeah.
Yeah, live deeply. So, I would like to bring in a little bit of Jewish learning here. It is said in the Talmud that Moses received 613 commandments. David came and reduced them to 11 because David wrote this psalm where he lists 11 things that a righteous person must do. Then Isaiah came, the prophet Isaiah, and reduced them to 6 because Isaiah wrote something with 6 things that we do. And then the prophet Micah came and reduced them to 3. And what does the Lord require of thee? Only to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. And I think it's sort of a similar process to the poem of this oh, how the human soul wants a little list of 3 things to do.
Well, isn't that the tech trope? Isn't that what Steve Jobs or I don't know, they make fun of it on 30 Rock. All you have to do is remember 3 things. This, that, and the other thing. And then again. And then just remember these 3 more things. This, that, and the other thing. Like there is something about threes that like
The rule of threes in comedy, which is often discussed on 30 Rock.
yes, but this is when she's giving a presentation to save her show, Liz Lemon, because the budget is being cut.
Oh, yes.
Comedy show, live television event, musical, something.
Comedy, live show, music show, comedy,
Yes.
live show. Are you getting it? It's all one thing. Yeah, and Steve Jobs famously, computer, phone, MP3 player, computer, phone, MP3 player. Do you get it, folks? It's
Yeah,
all one device.
yeah, it's
all about threes: live, laugh, and love. So, I mean, yeah, it's like live deeply, live fully. I mean, what it ignores though is, and I think this is, the live, laugh, love sort of crashes into the boringness of our daily lives. So like we put it on our walls, like maybe you put it on your bedroom wall, and then it just sort of like it gazes at you from the wall as you lie in bed watching TV, and not living, not laughing, and not loving. It's sort of just, it makes a mockery of us in the end.
well, I'm wondering, do we believe in the subliminality, the subliminalness of these messages being littered about the home? If it's there seeping into our brains when we glance past it, will we live, laugh, love fuller?
I don't know. One time I was at a store in New York and there was a sign on the wall that said "Life's short, buy the shoes," and it was a shoe store.
Yeah, that's a classic one.
And I did. I was like, "Life is short. I will buy the shoes." So I bought. I can't believe that a shoe store would do that to its own customers.
Oh, really? It's all over the place. Like a beauty store might have life short by the lashes.
It's so cruel. It's like they're gonna dangle my mortality in front of me, remind me of the gaping maw of hell.
Life's short. Start a retirement account.
Like I mean,
Life's short. Contribute to your IRA.
yeah, maybe we should, have some posters like that around.
Well, okay. See, okay. To switch gears a little bit. I get the laugh and the love, right?
Mhm.
Laughing, you and I are big proponents of laughing. It's one of the few things we love about living.
It's one of the it's not even, I wouldn't even say it's one of the few things we love about living. I would say it's like one of the few things that we don't hate about life. We're like, that's not a total waste of time.
I love it about life. I love to laugh. I love to laugh, to quote Nicole Kidman in those Chanel perfume commercials.
She definitely doesn't love to laugh.
I hear she's a bubbly lady, actually.
Really, she seems deeply unfunny to me.
Well, that's not the same thing as liking to laugh.
That's true.
Not even close. Okay. So then love, I get love too, because like love is like, every philosophy, every religion talks about the importance of love, right?
Mhm.
Love is the center of it all. God's love, your love for fellow man, it's all love, 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 love. Okay. But what about live? What is live? Is live as simple as just getting up in the morning? Is it live
No.
colon laugh love?
Fascinating question. But I'm gonna say no. I don't think it's a colon. I think it's three things. I think living is like zipping around a corner in Italy on a Vespa. On a Vespa. Living is I don't know, like being at sort of like a Cape Cod beach in billowy white um a billowy white button-down shirt that's a little oversized, a sort of Diane Lane.
Diane Keaton?
I'm thinking more Diane Lane in this
Either way,
moment.
either way, it sounds like a Nancy Meyers movie.
Either way, yeah, it's a Okay, so Nancy Meyers has some important imagery for us with this. And yeah, like Diane Lane and Diane Keaton, like Francis bought a house in Tuscany under the Tuscan sun.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like it's going to Italy. That living so this is eat, pray, love. So they just changed eat to live. Live is eat. Pray they subbed out for laugh.
Okay.
So like that's great. I think that's a decent substitution, you know? This is about eat, drink, and be merry, I think. Like we're clinking wine glasses, we have a
Yeah,
big Julia Roberts smile.
no, you're losing me. Is it Eat, Pray, Love? Is it Live, Laugh, Love? Is it Eat, Drink, and Be Merry? Like, I don't think they're all exactly the same.
No, you're right. It's not eat, drink, and be merry. But live, I think live is like have these vital romantic life experiences.
I think Live is too vague. I don't think anyone's going to get there with Live.
Well, I think it's an exhortation to be alive, and what most of us are, quite frankly, are not. Like, I think, we I think live is a call to have sort of a more to feel alive. To feel alive, isn't that what live is? Just feel
See,
alive.
I'm not so sure about that. It's not Alive, Laugh, Love. It's not Be Alive.
No, it's
It's
live.
it's Live, Laugh, Love. Okay. Maybe it's not an call to have pep in your step, some vitality, some vigor for the world. Maybe it's just, you know what, live. Just be simple about it. And while you're there, have a chuckle, feel the love.
You know what, I can feel that. I can see, I think both of these readings are present in it. It's like it's simple, live, just laugh, just love. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's why we're here, baby. Or it's like, live, live, damn it. Wake up from this stupor of life. Laugh, love. I think it can be punctuated differently. Um,
I think that Live, Laugh, Love doesn't give the people enough to wake up from their stupor.
no, it doesn't. And that's where it fails, and that's why it languishes on the wall.
Yeah, has Live, Laugh, Love changed any lives?
No, I don't think it I don't know. What does it take to I would love to find out if someone really, is sailing around the world right now because of Live, Laugh, Love that they saw like on their neighbor's fridge.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, okay. Can you recall a time or an instance when a sort of trite quote or turn of phrase gave you comfort?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is something we're going to discuss in another podcast. We're going to do a whole other episode about this. But when you told me just do the work,
Hmm.
that utterly turned my life upside down for like a couple of months.
Yeah, yeah.
I completely reorganized my consciousness around this idea of just doing the work. Just do the work, baby. Just, get out of your own head. Just do the work. So, like, I think having something
A
all of a
mantra.
sudden, a a mantra or like just like it, something deep within me like found articulation because it was finally presented to me in a way that it clicked. It was like the right phrasing.
Yeah, the right phrasing at the right time. Like a couple weeks ago, I was having a bad day. I was having a bad day. in a bad way. I was in a bad way. I'm trying to remember what it
Mhm.
was, but I can't remember. But I was talking to you on the phone and you said, "This too shall pass." And I was like instantly uplifted. I was like, "Matt, you're right. This too shall pass." And then you said that's why King Solomon had it engraved on a ring.
Yeah, he wanted it always close at hand.
And that just reminded me of the girls I saw once getting "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger" tattooed on them. And, maybe that really resonated with them. I can think of 100 little sort of trite quotes that have brought me comfort.
Well, I mean, this is really making me sort of feel a sense of wonder now that, like, human beings, the animal that loves little quotes, like, we love pith. Live, laugh, love, it doesn't call you in.
It really doesn't. It's not a captivating phrase.
Like, I'll tell you what calls you in, like, I hope you feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Like, that calls you in much more than live, laugh, love.
100%. Yeah. Is Live, Laugh, Love, did it become so popular, so pervasive, just because it's so inoffensive, even?
Well, I think it speaks to just where we are as a culture. It's like you know, we want some sort of gospel, but we are unable to bear anything that's sort of long, challenging, detailed, overly specific, or problematic. So you throw all the great wisdom of the ages into this, like, hot water, and you boil and you boil and you boil away the sort of cultural specificity of Buddhism and Hinduism and Judaism and Christianity and all the figures and all the sort of, age and history of it all. And then finally, after, days of just, like, blanching this thing, it emerges like Athena from the waves. Not Athena. What's her name? Venus. A Live Laugh Love poster framed. She's sexless. It's like a Barbie doll,
Venus isn't sexless. Are you kidding? She's sexy.
Not Venus. Live Laugh Love has been neutered. It's the wisdom of the world desexed and removed from context, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, you can't find a thing wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with Live, Laugh, Love. Well, Matt, as a kid, I was obsessed with quotes, like little pithy quotes. Like I had a thesaurus of quotes, not a thesaurus,
Really?
a dictionary of quotes. Not a dictionary, a book of
Book of
quotes.
quotes.
I had this big book of quotes, okay, and little nuggets of wisdom. And so I think when I was in college, I started keeping what's known as a commonplace book. So, I write down in just little notebooks, poems or quotes. But I made a rule with myself to never write a contextless quote in there. Like it had to be a quote where from a broader text. I wouldn't just quote these quotes floating in the air because I think that quotes floating in the air, I mean, what the hell, right?
Yeah, and we live in an era of unprecedented floating quotes that are, like, often misattributed
Yeah, yeah,
and
exactly.
misquoted.
Exactly. Now, Live, Laugh, Love comes from this poem, but it's been so washed, so boiled, if you will, um, that it definitely doesn't hold
Neutered.
any meaning the poem's success meant it to.
No, it's moved beyond her. I feel like like, she wouldn't even recognize the movement. What was your high school quote?
Oh, we didn't have those.
Okay.
What was yours?
Um, it was like, "There's no good news until I've had my grape nuts." Corey Matthews.
What? No, Matt.
I was
Wow. I'm
really
surprised, and
into
yet I'm not surprised.
You shouldn't be surprised at all because you often relate me to Corey Matthews, and you also often relate me to Jerry Seinfeld, so there's both things. It's a Corey Matthews quote, and it's about my love of cereal.
Yeah, but I would have thought that you would taken it more seriously, I guess.
I'm pretty silly.
You are silly, but not like not in that way, I guess.
I'm a pretty silly boy in those types of contexts, you know.
God, I wonder what my quote would have been. Probably like a Bob Dylan quote. I was really into Bob Dylan at the time. Ugh, the horror.
I know the the mind reels just thinking about it. But
Eee!
so the New York Times had this letter of recommendation about commonplace books just this week, and I was like, oh, that's so lovely, like because I do these morning pages, but I don't. You don't read them. It's not really like a journal. This sounds like kind of like a nice. They called it a journal that will never embarrass you. I'm not sure if that's true. I think it probably still has the capacity to embarrass. Like,
It-
oh, I found that profound. Like, you
yeah,
can be
absolutely.
embarrassed by like the underlinings in an old book, things you found beautiful back in the day.
Well, yes, to harken back to my quote dictionary. The quotes that like I highlighted when I was in 7th grade, oh my god, deeply embarrassing to me.
Do you remember some of them?
Something about there not being any coke in hell.
Yeah, what is like
The fuck?
cocaine?
No. Coca-Cola. Cocaine.
And we're back to hell.
We're
And it
all
all it all comes back
mm,
to hell, the gaping maw.
the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah, there's a notable quotable right there.
A notable
Um,
quotable. But yeah, we as human beings, I think, are really drawn to quotes. I mean, before the advent of home good quotes and you know, that cursive font, etc., quotes on mugs. I don't know if you remember Sky Mall, the Sky Ball Mall inspirational posters.
like hang in there, baby.
No, okay, there was Hang in There Baby, which is another genre, like Hang in There Baby, the original Don't Talk to Me Until I've Had My Coffee.
Yeah.
I love Hang in There Baby. Who doesn't? Hang in There Baby just makes me smile. But no, they would be these like, they'd be in Sky Mall, which so sad that Sky Mall doesn't exist anymore. On airplanes.
What was it? It was like what it was
It
like
would
a magazine?
You don't remember Sky Mall?
Not really.
Oh my god, when you fly, there would be like a catalog and it would have
I remember that.
yeah. So there would be like a couple pages with inspirational quotes where you could buy like a framed poster.
Well, I'm sort of a writer of quotes. I mean, a book of micro essays is basically a book of quotes. I think your mom said I'm quotable, didn't she?
You are quotable. You are very quotable.
I
You're
like to be
pith. You've
quotable.
got a lot of pith going on.
Yeah, I value pith.
You've got a lot of golden nuggets of wisdom.
I value pith, and that's why I'm drawn to live, laugh, love, and I mean, and that's actually, I mean, I'm drawn to self-help if we get right down to it. Like, as a genre, it really appeals to me in a certain way that I like to sometimes minimize or implies is less than what it is, but I really do find it. And it goes right to my mother. She's the same way. Every time I call her, she's got a new, you know, a new little quote
See, that's what turns me off quotes and turns me off self-help.
because it nothing sticks. It's like,
Yes. Yes. I'm like, I don't know one person whose life was really changed from a self-help book.
The Artist's Way has changed my life in countless demonstrable ways.
Oh, please.
Okay, so it got me to move out of the practice of writing morning pages, was what prompted me to move out of a toxic living situation. It was what prompted me to start writing my what would later become my book. And it was a big part of my process of discernment for coming to rabbinical school. I really, really don't think some of those things would have happened if it wasn't for morning pages.
I mean, that's good. I mean, I think that's wonderful.
Some people really stick with these things though. Some people do it. Perhaps it's a small percentage of the purchasers of the book. But like I read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and like that didn't, that one didn't land for me.
Right, right.
I had a friend who was a real 7 Habits person, which I found, just not my aesthetic.
What are the 7 habits?
Oh no, and like I don't want to be so effective.
Well, yeah, it's very corporate, it sounds to me. Like they would give that to you like your first day of your internship at General Electric or some big corporation or Google, For work, I had to read like a corporate self-help book. And
Yeah,
I don't remember one thing about it.
I don't want to be highly effective. I want to live and I want to laugh. I want to drink delicious wine, eat pasta. See, I'm getting it confused again with Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah.
I can't. For me, they're married.
Yeah. You know what? They are not for me at all.
For you, they might as well be Protestantism and Catholicism.
Exactly. Exactly. You got it. And those are a big difference to me, but maybe not to you.
As an Irish lass. No, they're actually quite a big difference to me too. I feel that difference. Which one of these is Catholic and which is Protestant is the question.
Eat, Pray, Love is Catholic.
Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was so easy.
Eat, Pray, Love, first of all, it's the better phrase.
Mm-hmm.
It's more specific.
Mm-hmm.
It's more prescriptive.
Yes.
Live, Laugh, Love, the vagueness of it all just screams Protestantism to me.
Yeah, and Eat, Pray, Love has like a distinctly spiritual. It like explicitly acknowledges the spiritual in a way that some of these Protestant churches these days might just leave it out altogether.
I didn't want to say it, Matt, but you said it. You go there. Okay, I found the posters that I'm talking about. So it's like the posters from Sky Mall. It's a gorgeous gold filtered photo
Mm-hmm.
of rowers on a boat, like crew. And it says teamwork. And then underneath in smaller letters, teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision, the ability to direct individual accomplishment toward organizational objective. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. So that's a little wordy, right? This is early Live, Laugh, Love art. They should have just synthesized it down to it's the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results.
I was going to say, it sounds like they have like 3 ideas there for what it is.
Right.
It's good to have 3 words, as we've established, but not 3 separate, like, pithy definition. Each one of those is a quote. That's 3 posters you could have sold, buddy. And now you only got money for 1 poster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. That's a really good point.
That could have been the Teamwork series. Someone could, I can see an office manager getting all
series. 3. Yes.
Teamwork. It's the fuel that helps common people do uncommon things. Teamwork. Each one its own image. What were the other ones?
It was just there's only one crew rope machine.
No, but what were the other ideas about teamwork?
Oh, I don't know. I moved on to integrity, the integrity poster.
Oh, tell me about integrity.
Okay, integrity is a giant rock. I guess it would be called a rock, but it's very big in the middle of in water near a shore. Integrity. Do what you know is right. ... Always. With commitment to your deepest convictions, you stand tall against time and tide. Again, the word, it's not pithy. Time and tide is good, and the rock is good because it's in the tide, right?
I like the rock. I like time and tide. I don't need that first part.
No.
About doing what you know is right always,
Oh my God. I would love to buy this one for Meghan McCain. It's a bald eagle. A gorgeous bald eagle, okay? Soaring through the sky. And it's like a close-up of his face. Excellence. Excellence is the result of caring more than others think is wise, risking more than others think is safe, dreaming more than others think is practical, and expecting more than others think is possible.
That's good.
But
They did a good job there.
that one's better, but I think they could have done better. I think they could have done more by taking out the INGs, right? So risk more than others think is safe. Dream more than others think is practical. Instead of dreaming more than others think it's practical. What?
Are you sad that you don't have a chance to work for them?
I mean,
I think that's a great edit. I mean, you're a good editor, though.
I'm a really good editor. Thank you. Thank you so much for acknowledging that. So this is just to say that we love quotes.
Homo quotus.
What's that?
The quote. It's our species name, like Homo quotus, the quoting animal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was Homo sapiens, and now there's Homo quotus, the human who desires a pithy quote, who can't move forward without one.
Yes, like the primitive cave paintings. People will walk into our modern farmhouses and see live, laugh, love.
I mean, wouldn't that be something, going into the caves at Lascaux and seeing live, laugh, love, saber-tooth tiger blood? But they lived,
I just also I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about how live, laugh, love and other adjacent quotes really overlaps with internet mom culture.
Yeah, why do moms need to hear this?
It's like moms seem to be the number one buyer of quote decor.
Yeah, and they've been making quote decor for as long as, since time immemorial, the whole, what's it called, needlepoint.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
For as long as there have been mothers and thread,
and
they've been
now
putting lovely quotes. Bless this home.
Bless this home. Bless this mess.
Bless this, and the humorous.
The humorous.
Parody of bless this home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bless this mess.
And now it's more like this mom survives on coffee, wine, and Amazon Prime.
We love, as a society, an ironic needlepoint.
Mm-hmm. The Etsy is littered with tank tops full of inspirational quotes.
Yeah, it's like you got to wear it. You have to sort of bind yourself with it as in like an amulet, like it's a binding spell. Like, can it, is that from Practical Magic, binding spells?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's a real thing in witchcraft too. Yeah,
so we want to bind ourselves with, and I got my tattoo, which is Hebrew, and says "Here I am." Like that's a little pithy. What was I trying to incant myself? So I wanted to quickly bring up this other quote from Walt Whitman that I had written on a chalkboard in my dorm room in college.
Oh, I wonder if I'll remember it.
This is what you shall do. See,
you're always looking for instructions, I see.
Yes, this is what led me to organized religion, folks. I've been hungry for such a thing, for a long time. I've been hungry. I've been seeking my Torah. And this was an early incarnation of what I found. Walt Whitman, this is what you shall do. Love the earth and sun and the animals. Despise riches. Give alms to everyone that asks. Stand up for the stupid and crazy. Devote your income and labor to others. Hate tyrants. Argue not concerning God. Have patience and indulgence toward the people. Take off your hat to nothing known or unknown, or to any man or number of men. It goes on.
That's quite long. That's really not a live, laugh, love.
No, and I can't believe I wrote that whole thing with chalk. Dismiss whatever insults your own soul. I remember that one vividly.
Wait, you're very good at that. You are so good at dismissing what insults your soul. You have the highest yuck factor of anyone I know, and you absolutely discard it. Anything
Okay,
that
so
yucks you out, right out the window.
speaking of yuck, this guy who I follow on Twitter posted today a little you can do a survey on Twitter, and he wrote canned tuna, delicious, gross, neither, and then what was the fourth one?
Both?
No, it was not both. Neither, and I don't eat canned tuna. And I commented and I said, you need another option of both because you're not capturing the cognitive dissonance of that people have when they eat canned tuna, which is
Which
a
is-
simultaneous yum and ugh, just like repulsion at the whole ordeal of it.
but
You
I agree. I agree that overall, I think most people have food that they think is good, but they're also intellectually gross them out. I think eggs probably fall into that category for a lot of people.
Eggs are definitely in that category, but yeah, tuna is just like this slurry of mystery fish.
Slurry of mystery fish. Well, when you put it that way.
That's what it is, though. It's like, it's just like picture the plant, picture the packaging plant for a second. Okay, I dare you.
Well, I get so grossed out like at college or whatever whenever you would see like the industrial sized version of the food that they were putting out, like a giant can of tuna or like a giant thing of ketchup. Like bulk food is like very repulsive to me.
Yeah, bulk food is repulsive. Oh, why? It's like it feels like there's no quality control there.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything in bulk, or I don't like lots of things together. Like a bunch of even kittens together, like let's say you get more than 6 kittens piled on top of each other, it grosses me out.
The swarm.
Yeah, I don't like a
Um,
swarm. That has to be primal right there. But I'm more of I resist more. I'm more into the resistance than you. You are more at the mercy of. I'm like, no, it's fine. Don't be a psycho.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't be a psycho. And this brings us to another quote: "Keep calm and carry on."
Keep calm and carry on, which I think is one of the best quotes of all time.
It's a
Um,
really great quote,
I think that says it all. When you're
and it
in
has
panic mode,
also become such art.
such art. And so I did a little research on keep calm and carry on. Well, internet searching. And because of course I always knew that it was a World War II like propaganda slogan from the British government to like ease people's fears. But then I found out that it was never even actually in circulation in any real way, that they printed up a bunch of these posters and then ended up pulverizing them for
Oh,
paper because of a paper shortage. And then some guy just rediscovered it in like the year 2000 and then it went everywhere.
oh, that's
I know.
amazing.
So it wasn't, always pictured these like British people walking past a keep calm and carry on sign and like moving on with their lives. Like it's very British, right? Stiff upper lip and all that.
Yeah.
And it's a, and it's a great, I wish that we had a keep calm and carry on during the pandemic. I mean, I know we had keep calm and wash your hands, but that's not the same thing. I would have loved the state to invest in some nice slogans for me.
Yeah, they didn't invest much in like our COVID culture.
No, they did not invest in, they really didn't. Like there's no PSAs on how to take care of yourself if you have COVID. There was no, you know, this is how you can, like we're going to get through this.
Ugh, yeah, it's just been a disaster from start to finish.
Well, also keep calm. Just go back to keep calm. One of the great parodied phrases and posters of all time. Keep calm and drink coffee. Keep calm and drink wine. Keep
Yeah, it's
calm.
very versatile.
Amazon Prime. You know.
It's very versatile, and Is that, is that a good hallmark of a good quote?
No, not necessarily.
Blessed are the rad.
Oh my god, that's a great parody. I don't even know. Yeah, the Beatitudes.
Yeah, I mean, the Sermon on the Mount has to be one of the pithiest, and I used to love when I was sort of more a student of all religions before I had sort of drilled down into Judaism. Um, I was all about the Sermon on the Mount.
Yeah, it's a good sermon. One of the
One
all-time
of the
best.
best sermons ever given, probably. Do you think there are people out there in this world who think that Jesus said live, laugh, love?
Oh god, I'm really thinking. Yes. Yes, I think that
That's
there are people who might think it came from the Bible.
yeah,
Definitely from the Bible. If Jesus said it.
unclear. Unclear if it's in the red letters.
Yeah.
But is live, laugh, love in the Bible? I would love to actually like do a little bit of a Google dive on like things people think are from the Bible
Oh yeah.
and aren't. Probably a lot of Shakespeare,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know.
Wherefore art thou, Romeo? And then Jesus said, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
From the Book of Romeo. I mean, one of I Tina Fey is always joking about how unpithy the Bible is.
She is?
Yeah, there are a lot of jokes in Tina Fey's oeuvre about how unpithy the Bible is. The
Mhm.
Bible's full of stuff that just you wouldn't want to read in polite society,
It's a lot of
essentially.
filler if you ask someone like me. You could definitely read the abridged version. In fact, the book of quotes of the Bible will suffice.
Well, that's the Thomas Jefferson Bible.
I don't know about the Thomas Jefferson Bible.
You don't know about the Thomas Jefferson Bible?
No.
He cut out all the miracles and all the supernatural and basically just made it like a book of Jesus's wisdom teachings.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, this is just coming to me now. My beloved literature professor Ilya Wax at Sarah Lawrence, he was gonna work on a book once, or he started to work on it, that was going to be the pithy parts of Middlemarch distilled.
Mm.
And he found he couldn't do it. He found that though they seem separate, they need to be in their context.
100. Yeah, I
That's
was
what he
just gonna say I don't think that would work for a novel. Well, anyway, I think that we can wrap up this convo, by saying live, laugh, love. It's not enough for me.
no, and you know what? Let it be.
Let it be.
Let it be. Let this darkness be a bell tower. Let live, laugh, love be your gateway drug
Mm,
into the wondrous wisdom teachings of the world,
of
the
quotes.
great religions, the great yeah. Go out and get a quote encyclopedia like Rory has. Google it and see if such a thing exists.
It exists. It was thousands of pages. I would walk around the house highlighting, cross-referencing.
To break this all down for you folks, we are in favor of the aphorism.
There is a human need, right, for a distilled nugget of wisdom. Embrace it. Don't fight it. But don't, you know what? Don't overindulge either.
Oh wait, there's one more thing I want to say. If you could put three words together, it's
Oh,
kind of a big one, but to do right at the end. But if you could put three words together just quickly, that we're going to be in all the mommies' houses in all the world,
mm-hmm.
what would you broadcast to the world? Just three words.
Accept,
That's great.
notice,
Ah, that's amazing.
and release.
And release, accept, notice, release. I don't know how I feel about release. It sounds like it evokes sexual or,
Oh,
like a
not for
bowel
me. Oh
movement
my
to me.
God. How dare you sully my 3 words I just came up with on the spot?
But those are great.
Okay, what about you?
Um, what would my dishes make the bed? No, I don't know. It's hard to say. I like notice,
Mm-hmm.
laugh, breathe. Ugh, breathe is stupid. Laugh, notice, nap,
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to put sleep in there somewhere.
nap, notice. What was the other one? Laugh.
Laugh. Nap,
There you
nap,
have it.
notice, laugh. Kind of go, it sounds, nap, notice, laugh.
Nap, notice, laugh.
It goes well together.
Accept, release.
No, release is the last one. Accept,
Accept, notice,
notice,
release.
release.
And there you have it, folks.
There you have it, folks. Well,
If you felt overwhelmed by the exhortation to live, laugh, and love, you've got 6 more things on your plate now.
yeah. Well, is this how to be, Maddie?
It absolutely is
It
kind
is.
of, it's a starting point.
It's a no for me.
Solid
Solid no.
Okay. It's kind of a no. Kind of a no.
So, as we promised our listeners from our last episode, we took the same personality tests that we took for ourselves. We took on behalf of each other to sort of see how the differences how they compared. What did you get for me for the Harry Potter sorting house?
Ravenclaw, just like you got for yourself.
Wow.
I'm guessing Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
So what does this mean? Does it mean that we know each other well, or does it just mean that we perceive each other the way we perceive ourselves, which is maybe the basis of a good friendship? We're on the same page about who we are.
Yeah. Well, at least in the Harry Potter houses, there's only 4 options. I think it gets a little more complicated when you get more in depth. So, well, for Myers-Briggs, as we know, I am an ENTJ, and I'm curious what you got for me.
ENFJ. So one letter off. I had you as feeling instead of thinking.
And what is that personality type?
Driven by a deep sense of altruism and empathy. And you have an intuitive sense of the emotions of others.
Oh.
And a lot about feel. So like, yeah, I shifted you over in the realm of feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's because you really went on quite a bit about how deeply emotional you are. So I was sort of sort of primed.
All
for
my
that.
prattling. You listened to it finally.
there may have been some prattle about being deeply emotional. And first of all, what was I when I took it?
Okay, so your Myers-Briggs when you took it was INFP. And what's the little thing that it says you are? Like, what's the little descriptor? The mediator.
Mm-hmm.
But when I took it for you, you were an ENTP, the debater.
Oh.
And I thought this was very accurate, actually. Should I read a little?
Sure.
Quick-witted and audacious, debaters aren't afraid to disagree with the status quo. In fact, they're not afraid to disagree with pretty much anything or anyone. Few things light up people with this personality type more than a bit of verbal sparring. And if the conversation veers into controversial terrain, so much the better. It would be a mistake, though, to think of debaters as disagreeable or mean-spirited. Instead, people with this personality type are knowledgeable and curious with a playful sense of humor, and they can be incredibly entertaining. They simply have an offbeat, contrarian idea of fun, one that involves a healthy dose of spirited debate.
That's me, baby.
Yes, baby.
That's way more me than what I got for myself. I think it makes sense that I got roughly what you got for you and that you got something very different from me, but that it's more correct. I think that makes sense.
Why?
I think I guess what I'm saying is that I think you understand yourself better than I understand myself.
Interesting.
But also that I understand you more than I understand myself.
For Enneagram, I got that you were an 8, like you got for yourself.
I got an 8 for you.
That's crazy. It's weird because it doesn't resonate with me, but whatever.
But what about Big 5?
Okay, Big 5 I was really interested in. And actually, you did better on my test than you did on your own test, I think.
Oh, I don't have your data here in front of me from the first one.
But you were most high in conscientiousness.
I am very conscientious.
But I think when you took the test, you were most high in agreeableness for yourself.
You scored very low in agreeableness when I took it for you.
No.
Isn't that crazy? 46.
Really?
I don't think well, because it's not that I don't find you agreeable. It's just like there were a lot of questions like,
yeah, what were these questions?
Wrong, I'll hold my tongue. And it's like, no, you won't.
All right. So you think what? Do I have low morality?
No, you got a 62 on conscientious.
But within that, it's morality, altruism, cooperation, modesty, sympathy.
Oh, I didn't go that far into it. I just wrote down the basic scores.
Well, I'm curious to know what I failed so miserably on. Morality? No. I'm a moral person. No.
No, agreeableness is not morality.
Those are the subcategories under agreeableness.
Listen to your tone and tell me if you think that's agreeable.
I am not saying, do I have a pleasant, the subcategories are you pleasant?
Are you agreeing with
when
me right
someone
now?
is wrong? That's not the category. Are you pleasant when someone is wrong? No. The subcategories are morality, altruism, cooperation, modesty, sympathy.
I thought morality was part of conscientiousness.
No, I'm looking at it right now. Like, do you think I'm making this up?
Again. There. You want your score? There.
Okay, whatever. So what did I score highest on?
You scored highest on openness and extrovertedness.
Extrovertedness. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes.
So what conclusions can we make? We don't know ourselves, but neither just do other people.
Yeah, I think we have a rough sense of who we are, but I also feel like, okay, so here's a real takeaway. I think that we contain multitudes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that my contrarianism was like very present for you when you did my test and
Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, and like it feels like and that's a totally real part of me, but it feels like that element of me really shines through there. And I feel like when I did your Big 5, and I think this reflects in the agreeableness and in the extroversion, there were a lot of questions about how well you make new friends and like what you are in social situations, which I scored you high on, and a lot of questions about like, do I speak my mind? Now that I think that's what the agreeableness is. I'm not saying you're a nasty woman. With the like the Pottermore, it's like a little bit easier to be like, this is a person's broad shape.
Yeah.
But with these other ones, it's like, well, you know, which little fragment of Rory is alive for me as I'm answering these questions.
Yeah.
And, you know, on a different day, maybe I would have answered differently because you would have just told me a different story. But here are some little notes that I took down about specific things. So, okay, in the Pottermore, it said, which of these feelings, this question gave me such pause. I did not know how to answer this for you. Which of these feelings most like is hard for you? Okay. Loneliness, boredom, hunger, cold, or being ignored. So I knew it wasn't loneliness. I don't
Yeah.
feel like you're very cold. And I don't feel like you're bored either, though you do experience ennui.
Mhm.
And I struggled for a long time if I should call it ennui, if I should round your ennui down to boredom. And eventually I picked hunger.
I totally agree. I would have definitely picked hunger. Yeah. Wait, for me, the question that I struggled most with was if you're a private person. That was in the that was in the Myers-Briggs test, I think. I was like, well, not with me.
Not with you. I do have a Substack, a podcast column.
But I know that there I would never say you're a shy
Avid
person.
tweeter. Yeah.
But I'm like, I know that you have things about you that you don't share to just on Twitter. You're not one of those
I'm not confessional.
You're not an oversharer. You're not making
No.
someone uncomfortable by telling them the story that's a little inappropriate.
No. You and me are pretty modest about sort of the unseemly details of adult life.
Well, anyway, I think that in conclusion, everyone get together with a friend and take the test for yourself and then take them for a friend and see where the differences and the sameness lies. It's actually kind of fun. It's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, join us next time when we discuss something else.
Stay tuned for something else.
Something else. Good night.